Good afternoon. I am Tina Thompson, the principal of Gorenflow, and I'm very excited to welcome all of you to our school on this wonderful occasion. We are here to celebrate and honor the achievements of one of Gorenflow's special alumni, Fred Haise. Boys and girls, I know all of you remember Mr. Haise, who was with us just last week at our Reading is Fundamental Book Day. Mr. Haise was kind enough to spend the day with us and read a book to all of our students. Mr. Haise has returned again today to share another very special day with you. Today, all of the Gorenflow students have enjoyed a day filled with learning, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the NASA staff and the Biloxi Public School staff who helped make this day a reality. I have been given the distinct honor of introducing Gene Goldman. Mr. Goldman is the director of NASA's John C. Stennis Space Center. As director, he provides executive leadership, overall direction, and management of the center. Mr. Goldman is responsible for implementing the center's roles for NASA in the area of rocket propulsion testing and applied science. Students, I guess you could say that Mr. Goldman is like the principal of Stennis Space Center. Please help me welcome Gene Goldman.
That's the first nice thing a principal has ever said about me. Thank you, Ms. Thompson, for the introduction, and I especially want to thank you, Superintendent Tisdale, for opening up Gorenflow Elementary for this very important and special ceremony to honor Fred Haise. We have a beautiful school here and very enthusiastic students and staff. We at NASA are very passionate about learning, and it sure seems everyone here at Gorenflow is as well. I'd also like to welcome the mayor, A.J. Holloway, Biloxi mayor, and some of the city officials who are here today also. Fred, I know you have some family here today, so I'm going to let you introduce them when they're all here. This is, boys and girls, a truly special occasion, and it's wonderful to see you here today to help celebrate this, because today we are honoring a true space pioneer and real American hero and Apollo astronaut Fred Haise Jr. We're also fortunate today to have my boss, NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, a former astronaut himself who's flown in space 4 times. Mr. Bolden is the leader of NASA, directing us in our mission in space exploration and discovery and preparing us for an exciting future, and education is one of his primary initiatives. But before I introduce him, I'd like to say something to the students of Gorenflow Elementary. As you watch Mr. Haise receive his award today and you hear about his amazing accomplishments, please remember that he's not just a former astronaut. He's also a former Gorenflow Elementary School student, just as you are. He's a living example of what you can do in life if you dream big and dare to try amazing things. As I look out across all your faces, I wonder if there might be a future astronaut, a future leader of NASA, a future NASA administrator, possibly a president of the United States sitting among you. Whatever you dream big and follow it with all your heart and be willing to work for it. If you do, you too can accomplish great things. Now I'd like you to help me welcome in NASA Administrator Charlie Bolden. Charlie, thank you so much for taking the time today out of your demanding schedule to be here. We're very honored to have you here. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please help me in introducing Charles Bolden.
Gene, thanks very much for the great, the undeserved introduction. It's good afternoon to all of you. It's especially great for me to be here. I've had the privilege of spending the morning here and watching. If there are parents over here, you should be very proud, because watching your kids, as they would say, do their thing. They are incredible scientists and budding engineers and everything else. We've watched them make moon rock, and we've watched them learn about gases expanding and contracting, and learn about the moon and all kinds of stuff. And when they get home, you'll also have to ask them about their crew patches, because they've got special stories to tell about those also. It's great to be here at Gorenflow and to see how the teachers and the students are working together to prepare the next generation of explorers for their future in space. This school is a lot like our space program. Whenever we face challenges, we work together to overcome them. I know that Katrina brought 6 feet, I am told, to this school, 8 feet to your neighbor's school. Water here. But I also know that all of you working together repaired the damage, rebuilt your school, and got back to the task of teaching your students. Today, Gorenflow is the home to more than 150 students taught by 17 teachers. Your academic performance, and for you kids, I'm not sure you understand how good you are, so I'm going to talk about you for a little while. Your academic performance is quite impressive. I've learned that your grades 3 and 5 student scores exceed the state proficiency average in language, and grades 4 and 5 students exceed the state proficiency average for math. Your 5th graders exceed the state average for math by more than 50%, an incredible achievement. This is a fabulous record of success, and all of you should feel very proud, because you do your school proud when you perform the way that you're doing. And you also do your teachers proud, because they feel that you're actually learning the material that they're trying to teach you in the classroom. So in your own special way, you're paying tribute to them. It's a fabulous record of success, so all I can say is keep it up. Whether it be innovative teaching concepts such as rocket rules or in-depth training in the language arts, Gorenflow, you're pointing the way to a future well-trained and educated workforce. I think it a perfect place to make the latest award of NASA's Ambassador of Exploration. The son of Mississippi that we honor today knows something about overcoming challenges and achieving his dream. Fred Haise attended Gorenflow Elementary and graduated from Biloxi High before graduating with honors in aeronautical engineering from the University of Oklahoma in 1959. He completed postgraduate courses at the Air Force Aerospace Test Pilot School at Edwards Air Force Base, California in 1964, and at the Harvard Business School PMD program. Following completion of his aviator training, Fred served as a United States Marine Corps fighter pilot. Fred was selected by NASA for astronaut training in 1966. He was backup lunar module pilot for Apollo 8 and Apollo 11, and was backup spacecraft commander for Apollo 16. But it is his service as lunar module pilot for the Apollo 13 mission that most of us know Fred. Made famous by movies and books, the historic Apollo 13 mission was as dramatic as any Hollywood production. When an explosion crippled his command module, Fred and his crewmates Jim Lovell and Jack Schweigert guided their spacecraft around the moon and back to a successful splashdown in the Pacific Ocean, all while the world held its breath. While Fred didn't have the chance to walk on the moon, the cool courage and concentration in the face of crisis is among his and NASA's most enduring legacies. After Apollo 13 came home, Fred was commander aboard the Space Shuttle Enterprise during the shuttle's approach and landing test flights from June to October of 1977, before we flew the first real flight on the shuttle. These test flights proved the flight control, landing, and subsonic flying qualities of the orbiter, a key step in preparing the way for the space missions that were to come. After he left NASA in 1979, Fred spent 17 years with the Northrop Grumman Corporation and retired in 1996 as president of Northrop Grumman Technical Services in Florida. Fred, for all your service to NASA and the nation, it's my pleasure to be here to present you with the Ambassador of Exploration Award. But before we do that, we've got a clip of video that I would like for everyone to have an opportunity to see. So I think they're going to roll that video right now. Boys and girls, this is a very special day for you, and I can only echo what Mr. Gene Goldman said. There is no reason that one or more of you can't live the life that Fred Haise has lived. You've proven by your academic performance that you can learn and that you can do exceptionally well. So nothing would make him happier being here at home than to be able to read one day that one of you sitting in this audience was on a crew that went to the moon, or even better, went to Mars. So set your sights really big. It's now my pleasure to present the Ambassador of Exploration Award. This award recognizes the sacrifices and dedication of the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo astronauts with this small lunar sample, part of the 842 pounds of moon rocks and soils returned from the 6 lunar missions from 1969 to 1972. At the base of the award reads a plaque, or reads a sample, is a symbol of human endeavor and mankind's hopes for the future of peace and harmony. It is my honor and pleasure to give this Ambassador of Exploration Award to Fred W. Haise, Jr.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish I was that young again. I want to thank the NASA administrator for taking the time from his very busy schedule to make the trip and join us for this extra special event. I know he had to fight some weather even getting in last night. It wasn't too good last night, but I'm happy Charlie made it. I respect Charlie as a fellow astronaut, as a fellow Marine, as a friend, and one who is providing the leadership for NASA during these challenging times ahead. This Ambassador of Exploration Award is a great honor, and particularly so to receive it here is mentioned several times, where I started my education. Hate to admit it, but it was 1939, 70 years ago. In fact, I had trouble running down. I tried to get more of my classmates that were there with me, and I had difficulty. I see at least one arrived today, Janice Seymour, who I knew as Janice Felcher in those days. And I didn't want to, hate to let you know your age, but that's all right, Janice. Glad you made it. The lunar rock, incidentally, is, and if you looked in the NASA catalog, I guess, it's known as number 14321. It's a rather inauspicious title for this rock. I guess it would be appreciated considerably by geologists and scientists who have studied it and trying to understand the origin of the moon and how that all fits into cosmology and our solar system. I hope that many of you remember our young president, John F. Kennedy. I don't know, a lot of this room didn't remember it because that was about 1961. He made a speech that really started the Apollo program, kicked it off. And one of the things he said in that speech is, we choose to go to the moon and do those other things, not because they're easy, but because they're difficult. And at this time, we had not put anybody into orbit yet. John Glenn had not made his flight. So it's quite a bullish thing to kick off. And I really don't think he knew just how hard it was really going to be. But for me, I hope, and many of you, you really, when you see this rock, you see it as a symbol of the effort made by a lot of people. In fact, at the peak of the program, there were over 400,000 people, 400,000 people on the NASA team that enabled us to enjoy the successes we had. And for Ed Mitchell and Alan Shepard to have the opportunity on Apollo 14 to recover this sample, this particular sample, from the hills of Frau Maurer on the surface of the moon. Some of you may wonder why Gornflow? Well, one obvious answer you've heard several times. I was a student here starting my education. One little story I probably shouldn't tell. I think it's already been told. I got a nickname while at Gornflow, the nickname of Pecky, because I was a woodpecker in an operetta here at this school. And a lot of my friends still know me as Pecky, family as Uncle Pecky. And as I look back, though, and think back to that time, I was actually happy to have the name Pecky because in the second grade, we had a reader that was titled Freddie the Green Frog, and for a while I had that moniker. Several of a family are here today, not all. Some didn't want to play hooky from school. I know a pair of twins that are in high school, but I wonder if my family could stand up. Family and friends, actually two are on the staff at Gornflow. Stand up a minute here. Oh, there, they did make it. All right. Yeah, see, the twins did play hooky today. I hope you got it. I'll write you an excused absence. And I see Hope there has the next generation, a great granddaughter. Other thing I noted, and these awards, incidentally, I think they started in early 2005, and I noted that most were given to universities or major museums. And I really I visited a few museums and sought those out, and I thought rather than it just be another artifact among many, that is the case in these particular institutions, I'd place it here at Gornflow in the Imagination Station, which did already exist here, and it's a place for special programming. And this rock could become a centerpiece in supporting the education of you here in the audience today and those beyond. This station also has live video capability throughout the school, and it also has a feature, a school system already had it, that allows a live media tie to Stennis. And again, science teachers that want special program or can arrange special program can take advantage of that. And Superintendent Tisdale told me even if the program is by a science teacher, could actually bring a class in, bus them in, and hold a program here at Gornflow for those at the even higher levels. And of course, the hope with all of this is to encourage and provide that spark for young children to use their talents, and to use their talents obviously to the best. We all have talent that's somewhat different, but those that are good in math, I have a granddaughter that has great difficulty with math, so I don't think I'd encourage her to be a rocket scientist, but nevertheless, we all have talent, and we need to figure out how to use it, but those that have it, I hope will become and steered in the direction of science and engineering, because this country is behind in that arena, and we need your help. I want to thank all of you again today who have come for this special event, made it a great day. And special thanks some of my group I've been working with 4 years on the Infinity Science Center project. It's a partnership with Stennis. Also a great education, it'll be a great education event. For many of you, it'll go on field trips. In fact, all total within the Louisiana-Mississippi arena, we hope we'll get about 250,000 school students on K through 12 field trips to that facility when it's open. I also give special thanks to the Beau Rivage for their support to this event. I hope some of you will also get a chance to go through the Exploration Center and look things over. It has a lot of some old Biloxi features in there as well. And one of my training suits is on exhibit there that will stay, that I have to do a little homework to relearn some of the things, and I'll come back and give a lecture on the suit one of these days. I know each of you children here, as I said, are blessed with talent, and I hope you will work hard and take that to great advantage to enjoy really a productive and exciting life ahead. I would like to invite Superintendent Paul Tisdale up now to take receipt, accept the Lunar Rock on behalf of the Biloxi School System and Garnflow.
NASA Director Bolden, Stennis Director Goldman, that's not easy to say, 2 in a row, Astronaut Haise, Mayor Holloway, guests, and boys and girls. Thank you for making Garnflow Elementary School a part of your day today in Biloxi, Mississippi. The space program began as someone's dream. Astronaut training was someone's dream. Today, we have proof that dreams come true. Education makes things possible. They help make dreams come true. But dreams take time to come true. And I want you to think about your dream. Many days will come and go as you work on your dream. And you must do your very best every day. And you should hang on to your dream. Every time you see the moon rock here at Garnflow Elementary School, think about your dream, whatever that dream is. Remind yourself to work hard every day at school to make your dream come true. And you must work hard because it's your dream. Thank you, Mr. Haise and Mr. Bolden, for your service to your country, our country, and to NASA. Thank you, Fred, for remembering Garnflow Elementary School. Thank you for bringing a piece of space to our space. And thank you for proving that dreams come true. Thank you.
We would like to welcome all of our guests today to a reception held in the honor of Mr. Haise after the program today, and our very special 5th grade guest as well. But before we leave today, we have excuse me. We have another very special guest. I need you to please help me welcome our astronaut from Stennis Space Center. I think he was going to come up the aisle, but I don't know if he's going to fit, boys and girls.
I think you've lost control of it.
Well, and he's never going to walk around now. And
It's limited air.
look, he's waiting.
Plus it's hot on that, too.
Boys and girls, let's give him a Garnflow welcome. He's going to stay here with us. Okay, he's going to stay here with us. That concludes our program. Teachers, I need you in an orderly fashion, please, to bring your students to the pod area, and the astronauts going to visit in the pod areas. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here today.